them and getting stories and so forth. Uh, so yeah, highly extroverted.
Yeoman's definitely more introverted.
Yeah, same for Gorm. Probably just sit around and work in a ship. He doesn't need a lot of human interaction.
Katya would be more of an extrovert, I think.
Yeah, let's track. What about Kamana?
Introvert, clearly.
Yeah, the one emo kid. Okay, I'm just. Oh man, would you believe I still have not finished making all the units? But those of you who didn't, who missed last week, it was Hasn't and you guys both.
Oh, so
No, of course, man. Who was missing? No, everyone else was here. Boom, and Svenja, and Katja, because Mikael's still missing. Yeah, I think you got the gist of it. The beginning there. Is there anything that you are still unclear on? I did make a unit for you, for Kamina. Yeah, last week we didn't actually do any. We didn't progress the story at all. We just did a mock full to see how the system works. If anyone has any questions about that before we start, then please do ask now before I jump into recaps and things. If you have got a recap for us, you can.
Not really, actually. Recap just in terms of we were building the units and testing them out. I don't actually think there was any role play at all last week that I made notes of.
No, there was. We didn't roleplay last week, but I mean, just to bring us up to speed of where we are now. Otherwise, I can do that.
Okay, so if we hop back to the previous session, because in a sense last week was just a sort of a detour. The previous session we had the feast. We started our training. People went off in different directions, building longships, and found the raiding force of Alyson coming over the horizon on a bunch of ships. That was Gorman, Katya, and Camilla, I think. So they came back, warned Bradovik, and the village immediately went into preparing for the raid mode. Yormund and Oder had a bit of a scene around conversations with and deals with ice giants. But yeah, the Flostovik raid, preparing for that, thinking about our battle plans, setting up our units has been basically where we are in the storyline. And in story, we are in the longhouse planning and getting ready for the raid.
Yes, everyone is there except for Gorm, who has just been turned into a giant eagle and it's flown off with Ingrid. Because she wanted to go and you guys were heading down the coast towards the ritual site. as it seems like you've probably got about 2.5 hours based on Tom's expectations before that horn blows and you get the signal that Ilson and his army have reached the watchtowers of the beach. So yeah, you've still got 2.5 hours left to plan. Also, while I finish making units and things. But what would that conversation in the longhouse be revolving around? As Mikil is not with you either, he is currently building a ballista as part of the preparation. Oh, and also, you guys have all now got some troops that that you will be commanding here, which we can kind of assume you have been training with these people throughout all the training that you've been doing in Bradovik. You guys would like to explain where you are actually getting these people from, like where you'd like to actually go and maybe where you met them, where you like, are you just grabbing people off the street here, or are you hiring some mercenaries? Either way, it will succeed and you'll get those units that you have now. You can just tell me how you're actually getting those.
Okay. Shit. Do you have the other map, the battle map, where we made our notations of where we're going to build fortifications and things?
Is that not an activate?
I think this is this looks like the DM's map because there are names and things on here that we may or may not have been to yet. Yeah, that looks like the one. Thanks. So there is one, I guess, role play-ish kind of conversation that Svenja wants to have with Ingvild. And so she sort of pull her off to a side and so for those that, Devin and myself have been doing some character development role play conversations in the background. Short version, Svenja has been telling Ingvild about the Valkyrie trapped inside of her and has been learning more about it and has had a long conversation with the Valkyrie. Most of which you essentially know the gist of. So Svenja would pull Ingvild off to the side and say to her, she has been talking to the Valkyrie, and she's feeling less concerned about losing control of those powers than she had earlier in the week when she met with her. But right now, no one in the town knows about this, and should the Valkyrie come out and be uncontrolled, all hell could break loose. And she doesn't know if we should warn the Jarl up front that this might happen, or whether we don't have time right now to explain this to him and we just kind of tell him afterwards about it. So she's essentially asking for advice. What do we say now about this might having to happen, and what plans do we have should the Valkyrie manifest and we know what happens if she unleashes vast amounts of damage? It kills stuff for vast amounts of areas around. So that's her concern. Basically, she's saying to Ingvild, what do we do? What does Ingvild recommend both in terms of telling the village and the Jarl and in terms of managing the potential manifestation of the Valkyrie.
She will give it some thought and eventually say, well, Nicholas has seen us use those astral travel techniques that I was talking about before to actually have Valkyries on the field. I don't think it would be such a bad idea to tell them. Perhaps we should leave the details hidden for now. I will join you in the defense today. There are some friends I can call, and I will help guide you. This will be much easier if you have someone on your side that is able to deal with that pain at the same time. If it does go bad, just, I suppose, try and unleash it towards the raiders.
Yes, but that in fact comes to the strategic. Jarl Nicholas has asked me to stay out back and help with the healing. That to me feels like not such a good idea.
Oh, I think he was just suggesting that you help Ingrid make a magic circle. What's the name? Ingvild. Many things open. Yeah, Ingrid's assistant is setting one up now. It'll be just somewhere that we can bring people back, and it should be able to stabilize anyone that we return to the camp. So if we can set something here, it won't require you to stay here and do anything. It'll just be somewhere that we can bring our wounded.
Okay, that sounds better. All right. Well, so who gets to go and tell Jarl Nicholas the good or bad news, depending on his perspective?
I will speak with the Jarl. I know how to on his good side.
Yeah, so Svenja would sort of do this lopsided grin, like, yes, that's you are his advisor after all. So
Well, we shall see. After today, I get the impression that the Jarl may have some new ideas of leadership, if you know what I mean. That's more me not being able to get the word out right now, but if she tells you that she thinks Jarl Nicholas is going to be watching all of your behavior very closely in this defending Broderick, as he seems confident at the moment. He also seems to think it might be a good test for all of you, and she just points out Jarl will be watching.
yeah, so okay, Svenja cannot suppress her desire to tease her mother, and I guess her mother has switched into combat gears. Oh my God, no! I don't want to be like you, having to wear a pretty dress and behave all day long every day. So, not me.
Well, while you are out fighting in person, I will be at home and completing the ritual. So I will be there. And don't worry if I don't show up on the front lines. It'll take a while to gather the others.
Okay, so switch to the next person while I think about where Svenja gets her troops.
Well, I mean, that is that little Valkyrie force. That is where you will be getting it from, basically, from her, and yeah, that ritual that she'll be doing. So if those Valkyries in that squad were to be killed, they would be it would be ending a spell rather than actually, unless it was you. Yeah, unless they've got something to kill angels with. I don't know.
Well, we don't know. But okay. Over to who's next. Thank you.
Yorman and his unit comprised mostly of just fighters who would take part in the tournaments, local tournaments, who do relatively well, maybe even win every now and then. That'd be mostly who he's saddled with, and for now he's just warming up with them, not really properly sparring, trying to not wear each other down for the enemy, but just some light clashing.
Yeah, warm up then. You would also see that your mother would be back and no longer chopping trees down. She now has a battle to prepare for, and you will see she is in full like military commander mode, as you will overhear her having an argument with the Jarl about whether or not he should be joining them on the front lines or staying back at the Longhouse. And yeah, they seem to be going at it nearby, as a lot of these soldiers are now starting to pull their equipment together and prepare for the defense. And yours is called Pounds, right?
Yes.
Marking that down. Yeah, or any of you, yeah, I mean, feel free to jump in, but also, are any of you working together? Like, have anyone got any plans brewing that they haven't brought up yet? This would be the time to discuss it. You've also got to decide where you guys want to actually be. Deploying your units is one thing. You can end up anywhere on the battlefield. Personally, like, we'll stay in regular D&D style, moving around in combat and stuff. So, like, don't just expect us to go full into the warfare thing and then forget about your characters. It's still, we need to know what you guys are doing personally.
See, so I can't remember last time we had this long debate about whether we wait at A at the watchtower and try and get them to engage us there, or at B, or I can't remember what the plan was. Where do we try and initiate first contact? Can anybody else remember? My notes are remarkably vague in that one.
I remember saying that we probably won't have time to defend A with
Yeah.
unless we decide to give up preparations. We should probably start at B.
I think we settled on.
I will
So
say
B,
there would be enough time for you to get to A before that horn is potentially blown if you've got mount. Yeah, that would be like, you need to advance there now if you want to waiting. There are guards there. To get there in person, that would be rushing.
Okay, so one of the ideas I do now remember is that we were going to post a unit of archers on the hill at B and block the bridge so that the longships couldn't go underneath it. So we wanted to force them to sort of beach at B, sort of pelt them with archers and withdraw the archers back to the wall. And then our first main engagement would be at the wall where the ogres are.
Roughly.
Does that kind of sound familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, what we don't have though is a archery unit. Stephen, I don't know if you want to just hand wave that conversationally, so that some of the grung that said they'd come and help us, if they wanted to hide around B and just thin out the herd, as it were, before they come up.
Okay, yeah, that's where the warfare system will come into play. So don't overthink that kind of thing where you're going to put those units right now. Like you can decide which you are taking to which of those battlefields. You can assume that. Actually, wait, I do have somewhere where I can show you the forces that you have. Can you guys see in the warfare directory under players? Can you see the folder called Proud of It?
Nope, we just see our
Just see
own personal units.
Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. You should be able to see it now.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, so these are the units that you guys will also be taking control of. Most of these are like your parents' units. Like Ikersis, one of the people from Magnus's crew, has managed to bring some lizard folk from the east that have held against the lizard folk villages, and he's got a small force here. You've got the druids that came with you, few of whom will call for some backup, come through the tree, and a couple of the other druids from the Seer's Tower will come and join the battle as well, as you have made allies with them, as well as the treetop grung, which it'll be up to you guys which of these units you want to take control of. I think obviously your parents' units will probably go to you. The rest will have to fight up. And remember, you can command 3 units. It's up to your proficiency modifier. So each of you has the ability to command 3. Each of these has got their own commanders as well. My computer's shouting at me about disk space. But disappear. Yeah, you can. I've got a way to actually show you who's in Broadway. So I haven't perfectly sorted this all because it takes so much time. But on here you will see essentially the army that you've got. Down at the bottom there are some additional units. Some are from your allies. Some are not part of it, but yeah, your army can grow a little bit. This is what you're working with for now. So you can beat up those and decide who wants to. You guys can't see anything in the bottom right. Can you?
No.
No.
Because I was planning out the enemy army there myself. So I'm gonna oil everything.
Well, I would dare ask for my mother's unit.
Yeah, well, there ask for my parents.
I think that fits.
Katya would ask for the ogres and so she'll essentially take what's left after everyone else's. Because I think other people might also want to command some Goliaths. So she'll just ask for the ogres for now and then take what's left.
Well, I mean, if we want to go, pick one, go around until everybody has 3. Let's do that, and then I will take the Valkyries.
Well, I'm assuming that we're all taking our own personal things.
Okay, right. So then, next ones.
Yeah, so that one's already claimed, but we've got Yeoman's taking Oda's Shield Maiden.
I'll take Hammond's Navy.
So Gorm, you're taking Ingrid, the Cedar healers, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Hammond's Navy. I probably want to go for her too. I'm just not sure I'll send her to fight. Actually, might have to think about it. If they are staying back for the healers.
No, that's like a. All of these units will go out
No,
into
okay.
battle, but in the same way, like Ingrid could be anywhere on the battlefield. Those are just like that's a medical unit basically. Those are medics that can go in and heal on the battlefield. Also, they've got a feature that if they can pull units away from the front line, then they can heal them as well. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it obviously tracks for Gorm to use both of his parents, but I mean, you're welcome to share these things around as well.
Truth be told, the only other unit I'd really ask for is the town guard, and even then, I don't necessarily need them, so if someone else wants them.
There could also be a few different town guards. You could split them up amongst the town guards that you see there on the left. You could say each of those town guards could be a commander, other than Shepard. I don't think. I mean, it could be, but I feel like you'd have to
Not
get
of
creative.
tactical mind.
And maybe he could lead a pack of wolves or something. But right now, I assume he's probably with you.
Yeah. I was just looking at the archer ones on the actual folder.
Yeah, so those are the guys that are currently down at the watchtowers down at the bottom. they could also be back in town. It depends who your commander is. Skurfa is the one. He's one of the commanders down there. Okay, sorry. I'll be right back. You guys can discuss which ones you want.
Okay, to pick.
Oh, me. I am torn between the Hrothgar's and Brynhilde's units, either archers or infantry. Though I think we need more archers. We have a lot of infantry. So I'll take the Mammoth Hunter archers. So
Okay.
the Mammoth Hunter Goliaths are still available if anyone wants to use them.
Yeah, I don't know if the other units are going to be commanded by Devon or whether what we pick is what we have.
I think they'll be out of the picture in one way or another, as in somewhere else, if we don't take them.
I actually might want to take the infantry because I don't actually know how to play the archer.
I mean, the use of archers is mostly being able to target units that infantry can, so we don't need a terrific number of archers.
True, and I think the ogres can also use rock.
Yeah, they got rock. I think so. Yeah, they
Then
got
I
rock.
think let me take Hrothgar's unit. More infantry.
Sorry, I'm back. Did you say you're taking the infantry?
Yeah, the Mammoth Hunter Goliath Hrothgar's unit.
They feel very similar to your Goliath infantry, though, hey?
Yeah, they are. Mm. Actually, let me just let everyone else pick another one, and then I'll see.
Well, if nobody's objecting, I'll take the Town Guard archers.
Yeah, I don't think yeah, one to each other than Camilla. Which one are you taking?
I think the Blades of Bradovic. Unless someone has taken that already.
No. That makes sense.
Okay, I think
Oh,
I'm going
yeah,
to ask Stenia then the Tree Ants Guardian.
Yeah. As my first one, can I just take the ogres?
I think I already gave those to you there, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, Mimir goes to Svenja. Yeah, also the Mikil will pick from the leftovers, but
That's what he gets for a vacation during session time.
I mean, he's got his own squad as well. But yeah, his family. I don't know. They'll probably end up being levies. Or actually, they might fight with some of your other parents, but I don't think they commanding their own. Okay, so Svenja, how many have you got now?
Still thinking about the third one.
You have your Valkyries.
Yeah, so Valkyries and Mimid and I'm tempted to go with the Druids, actually, just from a RP point of view. She's spending a lot of time in that library, in the treehouse, tree village.
So the druids are from the Seer's
Seer's
Tower.
Tower.
The Grung
Oh.
are from the treetop village. So the Grung you would have interacted with a lot there. They are the treetop sort of military force.
Green tier 1. You know what? Let's go with the Grung. So that's my tier 1, and Mimid is my top tier.
Yeah, that's a good spread. You got an aerial, a siege, and an archer. And then Camilla, you've got yours and the Blades of Browdovik. Yeah, your mother might also be able to come in as levies because they like the hunters and that whole group. But yeah, we can make more. You can make more levies. I just made one levies and one town guard because I'm still making units as we speak.
Time, yes. So the other units that we haven't chosen, they are essentially backup or get used by you or they just don't join the battle right now. They may.
Yeah, they may, depending on which battlefield you're on. You guys will always control the units from Browdovik, though. You guys will control them all. It may be like bringing in reinforcements or one unit breaks, so in the next battle you choose a new one.
Oh, nice.
What?
I see my units on my little bar on the screen here.
Oh, you mean the... Oh, yeah. I also noticed them down in the, what's called Monk's token bar, and I was like, ooh, yes. That's actually good.
Oh, do you only see your own one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, don't ignore the little AC thing, but So who has yet to choose? Who
I think we
is,
all have to.
once we've
I have 2
has
units.
everyone got through?
I think everyone
Still,
has
At the
two.
top, I'm just missing Seder healers, but yeah, I've chosen.
Okay, yeah, you're taking that. So yeah, I think it's just one more for you, come on.
The Trent Guards.
Svenya's already got the Korean. So you've still got there's Lizard Folk Rebels, there's the Druids from the Sears Tower.
Did anyone
There
take the
are-
Grungs?
Yeah, Svenya's taken that one as well. That's her.
Happy to let the Grungs go to Camilla and swap for the Mammoth Hunter archers, or anything else actually. So
Yeah, you can take the Mammoth Hunter archers. I'll take the Mammoth Hunter Goliaths.
Camilla, you want the Grung?
Yeah, the Grungs, yes.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Can everyone see the units that they chose? They have assigned them.
I'm still missing the Seder healers.
No, I got given the Seder healers.
Okay, so we'll say let's see. Okay. Looks like Mikil's probably gonna get the dwarves and maybe some levies or the druids or the lizard folk, but we shall see how things go. Now that those are assigned, let's get into some actual D&D. Forget about the warfare system for a second, and you guys actually doing in town in these last hours leading up to an inevitable raid.
Sparring, brushing up on technique, and otherwise drinking.
At a character level, stocking up on healing potions. Let's see what I have. Is that a thing that we can actually do?
Yeah, it's normal.
Normal D&D.
We're not playing a whole different game. This is
Oh, okay. I actually have quite a lot of healing potions.
Yeah, I know you've been focusing on all of the tokens here, but is there any chance there are any new merchants who might be able to grab some equipment before?
Oh yes, that was the one of the last things we did actually was that Svenja had rolled a D100 to see if there was anyone in. You can roll one as well now. As
49.
mm, hmm. machine is struggling. Are you looking for anything in particular at the market?
Mostly
as-
armor. Worst case, there is
mean-
nothing for me.
Yeah, I mean the blacksmith would have a fair amount of regular armor, but are you looking for something?
Yeah, out of
Unique.
the ordinary.
Sorry, when I find this table, I will.
It's fine.
Yeah, while I'm looking for this, does anyone else have any battle rituals they might be doing?
Katya and the Goliaths are getting drunk. Because that's the best way to go into battle. According to them.
I don't know.
Well, not drunk. Goliaths are big people. They are drinking though.
You don't want to inflict disadvantage because you're drunk. Be a little bit
No.
realistic.
No, actually, there is a feature of being in a barbarian camp that when you drink there, you don't get hangovers. So,
Okay.
yeah, the Goliaths drinking, they know how to handle. It really does make them better in battle,
They're like bards.
counterintuitive as it may be.
Actually, Norman would go to his father because he actually got given a masterwork longsword that has a slot available, and just trying to find something to put in that slot. Not entirely sure what that would entail, but it's going to find out.
Okay. Yeah. So, are you trying to look through if he's got anything in his store?
Yeah,
just
though
asking
he'll
him
also.
specifically?
Well, if he's there, he'll just directly ask. He might even give Mikkel a visit to ask what he can do with it. Though, of course, he's not here.
Okay, sorry. Just
Right.
yeah. Okay. Honestly, I don't know. You can find the.
Okay,
I don't know what kind of things you can put in there. So just if you can find where that's meant to go, I can't find it in the rules. Yeah, I don't know what goes in a
Okay.
masterwork slot. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
No worries. Yeoman will
Where did
just.
you get that from? Is that something that Mikhail made?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to ask him. I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeoman will
what
just
rule
look through
that
his.
comes from.
Yeoman will just look through his father's swears, find nothing, and just go, oh, well, tried. Go back to sparring and drinking.
I think it might be the infused gem section that I think you can put. Yeah, I think you can put spells into the like a crystal, and then into the sword.
Oh.
If you look at in the Will's crafting, just into infused gems. You can put a diamond or something in there. But I'm not 100% sure. There may be more to it. I don't know. Form you might.
Yeah, I'll
have
look
some
into it.
insight into it.
I didn't very focus on the gems.
Well, yeah, right. We'll have to come back to that.
No worries.
Then the merchants that are there in the market. Do you remember what you rolled first time there? Venya, like a 3 or something, right?
Nope. I don't remember what I rolled, but I can re-roll.
Yeah, just re-roll 100 and then we'll see.
97.
Okay. Was that direct expected a different tape? 1 second. No.
Okay. Right.
Oh, I hate using these. Like as soon as it actually starts going, you will find that there is someone selling stolen goods in that is there. There seemed to be a cut list. That was what you find someone that is acting kind of shifty and tries to sell you some used jewelry, and he's very dodgy. Some of them look like it could be magical crystals. He claims that they are. He definitely seems like a charlatan.
We'll have to pass on shopping for right now.
And there will be an armorer there actually. With Svenya's role, there is an ex-knight that you can see there is a very injured-looking man. Well, injured from a long time ago. You can see he's missing an arm. He's got a big scar down his face, and he is selling mostly leather armor, but you'll see he's got a few sets of splint armor, and his most valuable item will be a set of mithril, woven mithril armor. I'm just checking the pricing, but yeah, Svenja and you would be able to find that guy.
He said the most valuable item is a mithril splint.
Yeah.
As much as I want, I'll have to pass on it. I'm not proficient with splint. So maybe next time.
Wait, aren't you?
It's heavy armor. I'm only up to medium. I wanted to train to get heavy armor, but we are being waited.
Okay, yeah, sorry. You will see it is not. It's not actually mithril. It's woven plate. Yeah, it is woven plate armor, and you'll see he's selling it for 9,000 gold anyway.
Oh yeah, I need 3 times the amount of money I have. One day, maybe.
You see, he has got some +1 armor that is you can get in something that you're proficient in. That is 1,500 gold, but you might be able to negotiate.
Yeah, I will not rob a man of the equipment he has, and I'll pay him the full price. Not sure what type of medium armor he has. Does he have all of them? Because they get
Yeah, I mean,
pricey.
he will have the type that you need. He's got +1 armor. Yeah, I'm not going to be that specific. Be like,
Yeah.
nah. So what? Yeah, what kind of armor are you looking for?
Health plate if he has one. 750 without any enchantments.
Yeah, you could get it 1,500 gold for +1 half plate.
Yeah, I'll pay the man up. Tell him he should find cover.
Well, can I
Every
at least
trade
try and negotiate the price down for you?
No,
No? Okay.
He will thank you kindly, and I will add that to your sheet.
What does he have in terms of shields? Shield plus somethings?
He would just be selling armor, but you would know that you would see everyone being handed shields and spears. You guys have already got fairly decent shields. I think I'm not sure what you're carrying, but you could get a free shield here.
Yeah,
It
no,
doesn't
she's
seem
got
to have
a
any
shield.
magical one.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I don't think she's going to do well. What does he have in terms of light or medium armor? I like the free runner's armor, I'm afraid. I'm going to stick with that.
Okay, should be there in your sheet form. You may need to equip it. Okay, is that all you guys are doing in town? No one's talking to each other at all? We bought some armor. You guys having a drink and getting ready.
I flew off with Ingrid.
Yeah, you left. We'll get to you now in a second as you and your mother are approaching the ritual site.
Yeah. I think Svenja will just go around and talk to as many of the units and the commanders as she possibly can. If the Jarl is not doing this, the Jarl in Ingvold, or she will basically just checking with everybody and trying to boost their morale and make them feel comfortable that we have a vast amount of allies. So pointing out the Grung and Mimerd and the Goliaths and Hammond's navy, all of the things, because so basically just trying to pep them up pre battle.
Yeah. You can roll a persuasion or performance check to try and amp them up as all of these forces mobilizing. It definitely does look like there is a significant amount of manpower here.
Nice time to roll a nat 20.
With the drunken cheers of the soldiers that Yormund and Katya are drinking with, and for those who are a little more clear-headed, they are all starting to seem like fancy, almost like most of them want to stop fighting already. They they are not keen on waiting around and for these soldiers to reach the walls. They just want to go and see if there's a challenge out for them. And I'll say all of these units will have advantage on their first morale check.
Fabulous, thank you. I don't think I've ever rolled a 31 on a check. I'm not used to playing these high level characters. So that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, I believe the gods are with them for sure. And you can feel the vibe is definitely a lot more confident than one might expect with the size of the forces approaching. No one seems all that worried. So, Gorm, we will go to you as I'm sorry, I don't have the map ready, but it is just you and Ingrid as you are approaching the coastline where you can see this little altar. She will have on the way. She will duck down and try and catch a goat on route there, seemingly sacrifice. If you want to help her do that, you can
Help her do like
me
catch something.
yeah
You can get
to
that. Yeah.
catch a goat.
Yeah. What do I
Then
roll?
you can give me a sleight of hand or an athletics check. You can just roll with your own stats. Don't worry about the eagle for now.
Oh no. I got a 10.
So you got a one.
A 10.
Okay. I'll say because you can roll with advantage because Ingrid is helping you.
19 for a total of 25.
Okay, yeah. Between the two of you, you manage to start circling around where you can see there is a small herd of goats that are just wandering, making their way towards the mountain. And between the two of you, you swoop down, pick up one of these goats, and carry it off towards the altar, where it is dropped quite unceremoniously onto the altar from height as your mother flies down with you, still polymorphed, and will dispel the magic just as you both come landing gently down onto your feet. And yeah, walk out onto the altar where you can see it is raining at this point. You can see out over the ocean, and it is this churning sea. And in the far distance, you can't fully make it out through the rain. You can see the sails of the fleet making their way in towards Bradovik.
Okay. So we begin the ritual, which I'm sure my mother knows how.
Yes, she will. Sorry, again. My notes. Yeah, she will start preparing this goat and will start to explain to you how this ritual is going to work. For now, just to preemptively start it, you can give me a religion check, as she will be trying to contact Aegir and is trying to an audience with him.
Oh, and 9.
So yeah, she's preparing this altar. We'll see a pull from a component pouch some sea salt, some seaweed, and some offerings of fish that she puts around the goat as she takes a bowl that is sitting on this altar, and she will ask you to go and fill it with water from the ocean. As with that check, uh, it's not much of a magical thing. You just make your way down to the beach, scoop up some water, and is there anything you'd like to do as you stand there at the edge of the sea, not feeling Aegir's presence just yet?
I assume he's listening, and I'll just start speaking with him. I didn't choose to be your champion. You chose me. And I've been doing what you asked me. I've been training to make sure that when the day comes, I will defeat Ailson. But I'm afraid this day has come a lot earlier than either of us expected, or at least from what I expected. If you truly chose me as a champion, and you truly want me to defeat him, then it will take the two of us here, not just me, not at this stage.
You'll feel atmosphere around you feels stagnant and is just completely devoid of divine influence. You hear Ingrid calling from up at the top. Says, I don't think he's listening yet. Come, bring the water here, and we will try something else. You will see her bring out a horn of mead. And when you bring the bowl to her, she will pour the mead into the bowl with it. And just say, perhaps the feasting and celebration will bring him here, not tides of war. And she will begin to lead you in a chant where she will raise her voice in prayer and try and help you to call upon Aegir to hear your plea. And I will need this time a performance check with advantage, as this part of the ritual has some actual chanting and whatnot.
18, double 18, so total of 20. Dirty
Okay,
20.
so yeah, as you do this, you'll notice that the bowl of water begins to like shimmer, and it'll sparkle somewhat as your performance resonates deeply with the spirits of the sea. And in the distance, you can hear the sound of these crashing waves. It almost change their rhythm as they're responding to the call. Your mother will look on as she will kneel before the altar and put her hands over the sacred bowl. And she will close her eyes and begin to chant these ancient prayers. She will just call you to join her and to harmonize your voice with hers. As she will, in these chants, she will break off to also start pleading to Aegir, um, telling him that you are her son, and if he is truly to choose you, then there has to be something in it for you. He needs to show why Gorm should fight for Aegir at all. And she asks that he give a sign in the form of help against the fleets of Ailson. As she continues this plea, and with yours, I'm not sure what you'd like to add to that, but you can give a persuasion check again with advantage, as she is trying to convince Aegir to help you guys out.
Just I'm saying it to myself, so my mother will not hear, and just say, well, she is my mother and she cares about me. I wouldn't put it in the same way she did, but she is right. You want me to be the champion you wish me to be. I will need your help here. Persuasion, you said?
Persuasion, yeah, with advantage again.
Oh, 18.
Okay, and she's gonna give you a guidance
I used guidance. No.
She will guide you as well. And just you guys are already working together in this, and as your chance up, you will see that ball starts to almost like vibrate as your plea resonates with the forces of the sea, and as you speak, great wave will rise on the horizon, start growing in size and intensity as you see it moving like towards you and then turning in towards the river mouths, as you will see a massive tidal wave moving in and crashing against the shore with this thunderous roar, symbolizing Aegir's favor and the promise of a powerful defense against the invaders, as that wave just goes crashing down into the ships that are making their way in, and you will see them all just getting battered as they are approaching the guard towers. Not sure if this is enough to sink any of them, but you have definitely done some damage to their entire fleet as you start washing them away, and you feel Aegir's hand behind that as he answers your prayers. Your mother looks at you and says, "Well, I guess he's with us."
I'll just say to him, "You've done your part, so I'll do mine. You either meet me as a champion or as a warrior preparing for Ragnarok in Valhalla."
You'll just feel that sound of the roiling sea just coming back to you as you see the waves just like the white caps just as far as the eye can see. The sea seems agitated as well, like there is. Yeah, Aegir is here to see how this battle is going to go, and um, your mother will stand and put a hand on your shoulder and say, "I think that may be as much help as we will get for now. We must get back to the others. It doesn't look like we have long."
I'll just nod.
And at this point, those ships that are coming in, how are you going to try and get back? Are you going to do another dual flight?
Yeah, it's our fastest option.
Okay, and so yeah, your mother will polymorph you as and as you take off, she will take another moment to just say something over the altar that you see her doing this, but don't hear what she says exactly, and then she will wild shape again into one of these birds and take the skies. As you are flying back, you will notice that you kind of have a choice now of where you want to fly back to. If you want to try and get to the front lines, this would be the time to head that way. If you want to try and head out of it, it'll be up to you which way you go.
Well, assuming everyone will be heading, if they're heading like to the front line to like A, where A was, they will go through B, so I'll wait at B at the graveyard and join them if they are pushing forward to A.
Okay, cool. So you start flying over towards B, and then we will go back to the rest of you who are in town. You can see everyone's been getting quite antsy at this point, and uh, you've got about an hour before you expect them to arrive, which may be just enough time for you to ride to the beach if you wanted to. what are you guys doing here at this point? Are you guys going there? Are you going to be? Are you going to stay in the city? Where are you moving out?
I think the plan was to go to B unless they landed the beach at A. So yeah, I guess we don't know because we can't really see.
You know that when they reach A, you should hear the signal. You should hear a horn, and all your estimations, that's in about should only be about an hour away. You don't know which way they're going to go from there. You guys have switched off the lights, so they may get confused. Other than that, that's all the info you have. There are soldiers down there waiting, but not enough to hold off an army.
Yeah, they're more there just to see, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're there to pull them back towards B, where we have the height advantage in the graveyard.
and besides, even if they do,
ambush at B, and hope they land there.
yeah, and even still, I could believe we'll be able to see which river they're going down while we're at B, and I can believe that some of them at least will dismount even if they are going the right river, like here. If not, then just pull back to sea. And then we don't need to worry about E and the rest.
Yeah, I've heard the plans.
Alright, that.
We're in. Like, what do you? Tell me what actions you're taking.
Yeoman's units are going to be and just sitting there and waiting, really.
Yep, same for Svenja's units. I guess what we could do is ask the Valkyries to do aerial surveillance to give us advance notice of which way they're coming up.
Like that, you guys are enjoying the units. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Are you at the front of the pack? Are you leading these units?
So Svenja would be on Nightwing, her hippogriff, so she would be flying and sort of taking aerial surveillance, but she would be moving towards B with the units.
Yeah, Yormid is sticking with his hounds.
Katja will also stick with her unit. Her main unit.
And also, I will remind you, this is quite a big area that you're covering. Like B encompasses the bridge where you fought all those troglodytes and the whole graveyard. So, where are you actually leading them to at B? Like, are you taking them closer to the graveyard side, or are you waiting by the bridge, spreading everyone out?
Yeoman will stay more towards the riverside. So pretty much where he is on the map.
Can you guys drag tokens onto the map?
onto the map?
Let's see.
Oh,
And then you
yeah.
can just
Yep.
place your units where you want them to be. I mean, we've already sent a few of them out, but any that aren't on the map already that you want to place down, you can just place down yourself. You will be able to meet up with everyone else at B there.
I am going to leave Mehmed in the forest for now as the plan, because that's protecting that sort of side there. And where are the Valkyries? Let's see. If they are sort of doing aerial surveillance somewhere over there-ish. Okay, so hang on. Yormund and his Camilla and the Vanguard is far ahead, isn't it? We might need to move a bit closer. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. Concern here, Camilla, is that you get to, well, unless you just sort of do the engage them and keep on withdrawing to pull them backwards towards us.
That is exactly the tactic. Basically just drawing them back. Yeah, why? Wait a second. Why did I place them there? Let's place them here because that seems better. Yeah, I think that's the correct one because that seems like all of them, as I can see, yep, they are archers, so they should all be able to like engage them, draw them into a trap.
Mm,
Let's go with Svenja on Nightwing, flying high up above. We'll be patrolling above this river as in case they decide to come up the right side. And she will ask Ingvild and her friends to sort of look at the other river. Were we smart enough to ask the people who blowing the horn to blow once for left and twice for right? Or we didn't specifically arrange that.
You didn't, but you have got enough time to get down there before they arrive. So if you want to go and join the guards down there, I mean, it seems like Camilla and the Grung are going down there. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the relative size of the map, like 10 feet. I don't know.
the map is to scale. Just your tokens aren't. That's an obvious abstraction. That's more or less. Okay, I'm just going to need a 2-minute break, and then we will be back and we'll start the raid.
Did we? I see there's like ogre tokens here. Did we say that we were going to leave the ogres
They were moving the ballistas up the walls.
Okay.
I have to figure out what war magic is and how to use it.
Do you guys think we should bring the ogres or the Goliaths down with the other Goliaths?
Well, we're not planning on staying here,
Fair.
so
So then why is everyone down here?
because we can all just move relatively quickly, and the ogres are about as strong as, I don't know, 3 of our units each.
Are they?
Well, they're stronger than definitely one from each of our units, so they're strong. They're slow. They can stay up there.
Yeah, I left my father in the back. He will hold them off the walls. He gets like 20 something to his defense.
Okay, and then these other Goliaths are gonna come here as well.
So the game plan is move them at A, pull them back into B, do as much damage as we can without running back, and pull them back through the forest. So the back through the forest, the wall is essentially our last line of defense. We don't want the battle to go into the city. So ogres and the navy and Mimid is protecting the eastern flank in case they decide to do really silly buggers and come all the way around the bottom. But if they don't, the moment we know where they're going, he will also move towards C into sort of this area here. So at the wall is where we're wanting to sort of bottleneck them and make our last stand. I don't know how the wall is going to translate to a actual local battle map, but round one, kill as much as we can here at the graveyard, fall back to the wall, and that's where we stand and defend and slaughter.
I think the ogres are going to be interesting because they're siege unit. I don't
And
know if
they
that
come
like
by ships, then that'll be useful. Built it.
Hmm.
At least if they take the ship straight up to the wall.
And leave, and then what of it
How
will
can
ever be
we-
raided?
They probably will, but hey.
No, we stopped the campaign and I said, stop playing. No more raiding.
I'll be right back. And back.
Hi, back. I'm dead.
I never said I'm.
You did.
No. I said back.
No.
I learned that from
You
Rochefort.
literally said I'm back.
I did not.
That's what I heard.
But was just baiting to say another
Everyone speak.
joke, so I just didn't play along.
Well, as per usual, I'm trying to do something. Boundaries completely frozen off, so that is, yeah. Right, so that's really going swimmingly. That's the replay. You know what, guys? I think I may have to call it due to technical difficulties. There's just nothing happening here.
No worries.
All good.
It doesn't seem like you guys are all that keen on role playing amongst yourselves anyway. So I don't know if you guys want to wait and try and carry on, or if you guys just want to call it here. Let me know. I'm afraid it's just a waiting game right now.
Might be
Uh,
worth. Sorry, go ahead.
No, continue. You go.
I was just gonna say it might be worth coming back to it next week because you said you could have done with more prep as well.
Yeah, I've been prepping for 3 weeks straight. But frankly,
Yeah, I'm happy to give you the space to not stress you out. I'm pretty drained mentally, to be honest. I've been having a couple of rough weeks, so I'm happy with calling it a day. Going. If there's anything we can do to help, let me know, please.
I mean, talk to each other is the biggest one. Like like if I'm not speaking, there's nothing ever happens. So I don't understand if that's something I'm doing or if it's just I haven't given you something to do. I just feels like there's no desire to role play in this campaign, and I don't really understand where that comes from.
Okay, well, we have a bunch of introverts.
It's, I mean,
Well,
I need to give you the ice break. It's like, it's D&D. I don't understand. You all role play in every other campaign. It's not like you don't know how to role play. It's just seems like you're choosing not to, and I don't understand why.
I think maybe today and just recently I've personally been a little bit out of it. A lot has been going on, so apologies for that.
I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm not trying to. I'm not like.
Oh, I'm not taking
I'm
like
not saying, hey,
don't
you guys
worry.
are playing D&D wrong. I'm just saying, like, this is not meant to be a chore. It's a game. You're meant to be here to have fun, and like, I don't want to. Or I have to drag you guys through a scenario that you don't want to. I don't know. It just. I feel like I'm spending so much time prepping, and then it's just silent. And then I'm like, okay, well, what do I need to do here? What can I do to get you guys more invested or you wanting to actually talk to each other? Because it feels like it just that's your choice as a player. I don't understand.
Well, I'm going to make two comments here. The first one, don't overthink it, and the second one is spent a fairly long amount of time planning the campaign. I don't know that our character stories at the moment are intertwined enough for us to sort of really work it further. But yeah, don't overthink the we're not role playing thing right now. I think we're all sort of ready to get the battle, ready to start with the raid. That's sort of the space I'm in.
I guess we could probably work on trying to merge that with roleplay, because I guess the night before his, I mean, there is plenty of opportunity there. Just, I guess none of us were up to it tonight. But
I mean, if you're not feeling it, then I'd certainly rather just we'll postpone for next week, and then Mikhail should be here as well, and we can have the full party. But
Yep.
just if there is something that is like intertwining your stories, that it's literally you've got to go to the other players rather than NPCs if you want it to happen. Because I can't. It's like either I railroad you and make it.
I think you're overthinking it. I hear what you're saying. I think you're overthinking it right now. But okay, I'm feeling fairly tired, so I am going to ask you all to excuse me and say goodnight and drop out there.
See you next week.
Same.
Apologies for that.
No, it's cool. I think we're cancelling now anyway, so
Okay.
we'll see everybody next week. Sorry for that session. We'll
No worries.
see you
All
next
good.
I like the units that you've prepared. I appreciate the massive amount of choice you've given us. So I am looking forward to using them in warfare. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
No,